So Yang, thanks for joining me today and for taking the time to talk to me. We're really excited to bring you on as part of the Doorlight team. I have a few questions. I know you haven't really prepared for them, so it's going to be more of a rapid fire round. But I did want to ask you, what went into your decision to joining Doorlight?
So I joined Doorlight because of your guys' values. I think Doorlight, the values and the way you guys work and operate really resonates with the demographics here in the Bay Area, right? Which are people who are techie, people who understand the data, people who know how to look at the market and truly understand how things work as you explain to them. So that's really the main reason why I think the culture here is great. The team is also very close-knit. Everyone here is also very tech savvy and very smart.
I mean, I like to hear that. I definitely am not mad at the answer for that. You mentioned tech savvy, and that's really something that we tried to do when we built Doorlight, is we were trying to reimagine really the traditional path of real estate and how we could improve on that to make it better. And we have a lot of changes coming up, but as an agent right now, how do you feel you're supported by the current model as far as the support that you get from the office, the resources that we provide to you? Because it's always nice to have feedback, from the people who have boots on the ground on how we're operating.
Yeah, I mean, I've only joined you guys for maybe 2 weeks so far, and I feel great. As in, I'm getting support in all the technology. There's a lot of technology that you explained to me about, some of the offerings that you guys have that I haven't even tapped into, and I'm super excited to learn more about that in the coming weeks. So yeah, so far everything's been great. It's definitely a lot more support versus the other brokerages where they're much larger and they don't really have time to train and support their agents the way you guys can.
We'll probably have to do like a recap video in 6 months to make sure that we're still doing on the right path as far as that. But that's good to hear. Let's switch over to talk about, your experience as far as real estate in the industry. Because one of the reasons that we were really excited to bring you on was we know that you had a pretty extensive background in not just doing the transactions, but also in investing. So how do you feel as an agent, the, experience as an investor sort of translates into helping clients?
Yeah, so I started in real estate as an investor, right? This is almost 10 years ago when I bought my first investment property. So I bought my first investment property before my primary residence. And throughout the last 10 years, I've just accumulated more real estate and learned a lot more about real estate, either through investing or through, as an agent after I got my license. And I think over the years, I've realized that having the experience of investing, and the experience of being an agent really is just the best of both worlds, right? Being an investor means you look at it from investors and data point of view, very logical, not very emotional. But then as you become an agent, I have to think and put myself in the shoes of my buyers or sellers, right? And in the shoes of all the buyers and sellers out there, right? And so that's why I feel like having those two kind of hand in hand makes my experience a bit more unique.
No, I think that's definitely a good point to do a little bit of a backstory on what's going on with the market right now. Interest rates are what are on every single buyer's and seller's mind, right? We just went up to 20-year highs with interest rates. For a minute there, we were sitting at like 7.65 nationally. We went down a little bit, luckily, but that's really the challenge of the market that we're seeing is really high interest rates and still really low supply.
Right.
So what are you doing differently right now to help your buyers or sellers navigate this market?
Right. So a lot of agents now, they look at the market and they'll say, hey, there just isn't inventory, right? In our company and all the technology that I referred to earlier, that technology helps us find deals that normal people don't even see, right? Agents don't even see, right? These are off-market deals. And the extensive network that we have allows us to bring deals that most people don't know about. And, as buyers, you could get a great deal.
So in a sense, partnering with Doorlight is letting you leverage this secret inventory or create your own inventory in this market.
Absolutely, yes.
Well, I like your answer. It's better than mine, man. I couldn't have said it better. I think really that's what we're trying to do is we're trying to create better, paths, better ways for not just the clients but also for the agents. Let's talk a little bit about the support as far as with the breakdown is overhead costs. Because I think a lot of agents right now with the lowering in inventory, even if we're creating our own inventory, the fact of the matter is that the number of transactions are down, right? Number of pending contracts is down, number of offers written is down as a whole for the industry.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we really set off to do when we were creating this partnership program for agents such as yourself was to reduce the overhead cost as much as possible. How do you feel as an agent, before you're at one of the bigger companies, KW, they have a pretty notorious cap rate model, but how do you feel the fees measure up between us and the other brokerages out there?
That was one of the other main reasons why I joined you guys. The cap model is definitely a lot better in Doorlight. And that's not the only thing though, right? It's the amount of cap per the amount of support you get from the company, right? Whereas in larger companies, you have to pay a high cap, a high share, but at the end of the day, you actually don't get as much support and as much face time and office time with the colleagues. And I feel like Doorlight just kind of flipped that around, right? Where you don't pay as much to the brokerage, yet you still have very great support and technology. So, it was a no-brainer for me to join you guys.
Well, I appreciate that, Yang. Thank you for
taking
the time to sit down.